बोलिए प्रेम से श्री गजानंद स्वामी की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय. In the Ganesh Mahapuran, there are many katha that tells us about the greatness of this form, Bhagavan Sri Ganesh Ji. There are 5 main elements in our body. And in the 5 main elements, there is the Panch Devata that is present in each of the different elements. So we have water, which occupies the greatest portion of our body, and so too the universe. The presiding deity for the water element is Ganesh Baba. Then you have the earth element, in which you have the earth and the germinating power of the earth, Gauri Ganesh. But the presiding deity for the earth element is Shiv Bhagavan. Then you have the space element, you have the air, and you have the fire. So in the space you have ether, and Bhagavan Vishnu resides in that space. In the air you have Surya Dev Bhagavan, and Surya Dev Bhagavan together with the planets together cleans the atmosphere. So the air element is able to give us the blessings with this purification by the deity who is Surya Dev Bhagavan. The fire element is the form of Devi Ma. So you have Ganesh Baba in the water, Shiv Baba in the earth, Surya Dev Bhagavan in the air, and you have Bhagavan Vishnu in the space and Devi Ma in the fire element. In any puja that we do, these 5 deities are honored first, because the body also consists of the 5 elements, and you are honoring these deities in the 5 different elements before you go to the main puja which you want to do. And that is honoring them in the yantra on the altar or the bedi which is being prepared. On that yantra, which is most of the time Ashtadal yantra with 8 petals, and the circle in the center, in which Kalsa is consecrated with the 7 different type of grains beneath the Kalsa, and the puja of Bhagavan is being done. So, this deity which is form of Ganesh Baba, in the early times, when Bhagavan Shiv got married, at that time, he performed Ganesh Puja in his wedding ceremony. Ganesh Ji was not yet the son to Shiva and Parvati, but he performed Ganesh Puja. So Ganesh Ji was existing from time immemorial. He is known as the Omkar in Ramayana, where Devi Parvati had to concentrate and perform bhakti. She had to do bhakti to that form of Omkar Bhagavan. And in the Shiv Mahapuran, it tells that from the same Omkar came an energy of light. And from that light came Vishnu Bhagavan, then came Brahma, then came Shankar. And the voice said, at times I will come first as Brahma, at times I will come first as Vishnu, at times I will come first as Shiva. The same Omkar which was present in the beginning was the word, and that word was the Omkar. So that Omkar Shabd, or the sound of Omkar, is none else but Bhagavan Sri Ganesh Ji, whom every one of the deities sing praises to and ask for blessings in order to do their bhakti. So we chant praises first, singing and asking for the blessings of Bhagavan, that Bhagavan, you are the giver of peace, you are the giver of success, you are the remover of all obstacles, and the giver of great knowledge. May your blessings of good knowledge and understanding come within us, that we may be able to perceive, we may be able to understand your glories very well and do our duties, and may your katha enlighten us. Like that we pray in our minds, asking for the blessings of Bhagavan Sri Ganesh Ji. Thousands of rishis went to the place called Naimisharanya. And after going there, they met with the great sage called Sri Sudji, who was well versed in the books of the scriptures, the Vedas, the Shastras, and the Puranas. Sonakadi Rishi prepared a nice seat for Sri Sudji, and after preparing this special seat, he presented it to him and said, Maharaj, you know the books of the scriptures very well. In the past, all those who came to you, you were able to enlighten them. You were able to bring satisfaction to their minds. And you are like the ocean of all knowledge, because you have mastered the books of the scriptures, the Vedas, the Shastras, and the Puranas. And the time is coming in the Kali age when one cannot live for a long period. They live just for a short time. They cannot do many, many years of penance as they could have done in the age of Satyug, Dwapar, and Kali and Treta. So in this age, which is the Iron Age or the Kali Age or the Dark Age, what is there that can be able to help us to get maximum amount of benefits in the shortest amount of time? Tell us something of that nature that will be able to help us, and so to help the people of this world. So on hearing this, Sri Sudji replied to Saunakadi Rishi and the other thousands of rishis, मुनियों ने पूछा कि हे प्रभु, गणेश पुराण का आरंभ किस प्रकार हुआ? Tell us also, when this Purana of Ganesh Ji, when did it come? यह हमें बताने की कृपा करे, also be kind to tell us. इस पर सूत जी बोला कि हे सौनकादि ऋषि, गणेश पुराण अति प्राचीन है. Ganesh Puran is said to be very ancient, and उनके अनंत चरित का संग्रह पुराण का रूप है, and there are countless amount of katha in every one of the Puranas all about Ganesh Ji. गणेश जी के चरित को एक बार भगवान नारायण ने नारद जी से कहा. At a certain time, Bhagavan Narayan had told this katha to Narad Muni. और भगवान शंकर ने जगत जननी पार्वती माता से कहा. And Shiv Baba also related this katha to Parvati Ma. बाद में वही पुराण संक्षेप में ब्रह्मा जी को वेद व्यास को सुनाया. And after that, Veda Vyas was told about it by that form of Brahma ji. And it is said that Veda Vyas ji, he taught it to Bhrigu Muni. And so Bhrigu Muni related this katha to others, Somakant, and from there it spread later on that others heard about it. So it is said that the eyes that see the pilgrimage ground, the feet that take us to the pilgrimage ground, the ears that listen to the glories of God, that ears is blessed, that eyes are blessed, that person whose tongue sing the praises of God, that tongue is blessed. So too is the person who performs puja, his hands is blessed. So the rishis now, मुनियों ने पूछा कि भगवान राजा सोमकांत कौन था? Who was this राजा सोमकांत? उसने महर्षि भृगु ने गणेश पुराण का श्रवण कहाँ किया? And where was this Ganesh Puran recited or chanted? उस पुराण के श्रवण से उसे क्या लाभ हुआ? What were the benefits that he derived by listening to this Ganesh Puran? हे नाथ, हमारी श्री गणेश जी की कथा के प्राप्त उत्कंठ बढ़ती जाती है. Our wish to listen to this katha of Sri Ganesh Ji, the thirst is increasing. Please tell us. Sri Sud ji bole ki he muni, सोमकांत सौराष्ट्र के देवनगर का राजा था. So there was a place which is known as the Devanagar, or the city of the Devas, and Somakant was the king that dwelt in that place. वह अपनी प्रजा का पुत्रवत पालन करता था. He took care of the inhabitants of the kingdom as though they were his children. वह वेद ज्ञान संपन्न शस्त्र विद्या के निपुण एवं प्रबल प्राप्ति की. So he was well renowned, well versed in the books of the scriptures also. He also mastered the art of using the different weapons. He also had great amount of knowledge and understanding in taking care of the community of his kingdom like a family. अत्यंत वैभवशाली राजा था. He was a very nice king whom the people had loved very, very much. इसका ईश्वर कुबेर के भी ईश्वर को लज्जित करता था. His wealth that he had, if you put the wealth of Lord Kuber, who is known to be the Lord of wealth itself, that will not match, because his will be more than what Lord Kuber himself had. And it is said, उसकी पत्नी अत्यंत रूपवती थी. His wife was also very, very beautiful और गुणवती थी. She was of great and noble qualities. धर्मज्ञ एवं पतिव्रता धर्म का पालन करने वाली थी. She was a person who took care and maintained her chastity unshaken. वह सदैव अपने स्वामी की सेवा में तत्पर रहती थी. She always lived and performed every duty to encourage and motivate the mind of her beloved. उसका नाम सुधर्मा था. Her name was Sudharma. और रानी की भांति ही राजा भी एक पतिव्रत था और पालन करने वाला था. And just like how the queen was a very chaste person living the life of celibacy, so too the king maintained his duty, his relation. He gave respect and honor to his queen, and they maintained the good principle of cherishing the privilege of knowing and having each other. इसके हेमकांत का एक सुंदर पुत्र था. And by the blessings of Bhagwan, they were able to have a son who was also with similar type of qualities. वह भी पिता की भांति होनहार था. He was like his father, very much learned and practiced in every way the footsteps of his father. इस प्रकार राजा सोमकांत सब तरह से सुखी था. In this way, the King Somakant was very, very happy. So too was his family. But remember, karma plays its part. And sometimes in life, we have to enjoy some good, some bad. Sometimes we want to enjoy the good karmas first, and sometimes we want to enjoy the bad ones afterwards. So this is the choice that we have when we quit this body and we go to the place of justice. We are being given that choice. Whether you want to take the good and enjoy the good karmas first, or you want to enjoy the bad karmas first. That is the privilege you have. So some people enjoy the bad ones first, they suffer difficulties all through, but in the end, they enjoy great amount of happiness. Some people enjoy the good one first, but in the end, they suffer great pain and problems. So let's see what decision that it was that he had to make. Because all this time it is telling us that he was very happy, so too was his family. इस प्रकार राजा सोमकांत सब तरह से सुखी था. सभी राजा जन उनकी सम्मान करते थे. All the other kings used to give him great amount of honor. तथा उसकी श्रेष्ठ कीर्ति भी संसार व्यापी थी. So his great honor and fame was known about all over the world. परंतु युव अवस्था के बाद, after he crossed a certain age, crossed the middle age of his life, सोमकांत को कुष्ठ रोग को हो गया. He began to suffer leprosy. परंतु उनके उपचार के बाद भी कोई लाभ नहीं हुआ. And even after he tried several measures, several means to do whatever is necessary, nothing worked. जब रोग की अधिक तीव्रता होने लगा, when that began to increase more and more, and his body began to smell very bad, और उसका कोई उपाय न हो, and he could not find any answer to that, तो राजा ने आत्माओं को, अमानतियों को बुलाकर और कहा कि हे सुब्रतो, किस कारण यह रोग मुझे पीड़ित कर रहा है, अथवा अवश्य ही यह किसी पूर्व जन्म के पाप का फल होगा. What is the reason for my suffering like this? With this leprosy, I do not know. But perhaps it is due to some karmas of the fruits of some karmas of my past that I am facing with this difficulty. अत मैं अपना समस्त राजपाट छोड़कर अब वन में वास करूँगा. I shall give up my kingdom now, and I shall go to the forest region, and I will dwell there. मेरे पुत्र हेमकांत को आप मेरे सम्मान मानकर राज शयन धर्म पूर्वक संचालन करते रहे. And the same way in which you give honor and respect to me, in the same manner, I would like you to keep giving the honor and respect to my son, whom I put in place, Hemakant, to continue the duties and to take care of the kingdom as I have been taking. फिर राजा ने शुभ मुहूर्त में पुट हेमकांत को राज गद्दी पर बैठाया. So after that, the king then placed Hemakant on an auspicious day on the सिंहासन and और अपनी पति सुधर्मा के साथ निर्जन वन की ओर प्रस्थान किया. And together with his wife, he decided to move forward towards the forest. प्रजा ने राजा को राजकूट की समीप तक पहुंचाया. So the inhabitants followed the king for a good way. और प्रजा ने नेत्र आंसू गिरवाया. And the people of the kingdom, it was a very sad parting, that they shed tears, they missed their king. और राजा ने प्रजा व आत्मजनों को समझाते हुए कहा कि आप सब लोग धर्म के जानने वाले हो. He tells to the people that you all know the acts of dharma very well. श्रेष्ठ आचरण से तत्पर एवं सुहृदय से रहो. Keep in your mind all the good principles of dharma and maintain them. और यह संसार में तो वैसे भी परिवर्तनशीला है. So this world itself is like that one day we all have to go and we will not be there forever. So it is better that I go at this time instead of I get myself too attached and that I will not be able to live in the manner that I can live now. संसार तो वैसे ही है. मेरे स्थान पर मेरा सभी कार्य को करेगा मेरा पुत्र. So in place of me, my son will perform all the duties. इसीलिए आप सब उसके अनुशासन में रहते हुए सदैव सम्मति देते रहे. So in this way, give him the support and everything that is required so that he may be able to continue his duty or take up his duty properly and continue. फिर पुत्र से कहा, then he said to his son, बेटा, हमारे पूर्वजन भी परमात्मा रूप से वृद्ध अवस्था आने पर वन को जाते रहे. All our ancestors, they renounce everything and they go to the forest region for the purpose of renouncing themselves. मैं कुछ समय पहले ही वन में जा रहा हूँ. I am going a little earlier because of my health. यदि कुछ वर्ष बाद जाऊं, if I go sometime later, तब भी मोह का त्याग करना ही होगा. Then I will have to give up attachment. इसीलिए हे वत्स, तुम दुखी मत हो. Do not stay sad. Always keep your mind happy. और मेरी आज्ञा मानकर and listen to my instructions, राज शयन को ठीक प्रकार से चलाओ. Take care of the people that I leave you with. Take care of them in the proper manner. So this is the instructions as a father he gave to his son. इस प्रकार राजा सोमकांत ने सभी को समझा बुझाकर और वहाँ से वापस किया और स्वयं ही अपने पतिव्रता धर्म और अपने पतिव्रता भार्या के साथ वन में प्रवेश किया. So he went now together with his beloved, but his son sent with him 2 persons to help to take care of them. Usse Subal, one of them was named Subal, Gyan Gamya, and the other was Gyan Gamya. नाम 2 अमानत्यों को भी उसके साथ लिया. So the son sent these two persons together with the parents to the forest. उन सब ने एक सुंदर स्थान पर विश्राम किया. So now they stop at a certain place to take a little rest. And so, whilst they were resting there for some time, they saw a very handsome-looking young boy who came to get some water. And so, seeing him, they find that he looks so angel-like. So they decided to find out about him. So here, after seeing this very handsome young man, the king observed he had come nearer, and so he asked of him that, "Who are you? Please tell me, कहाँ रहते हो? Where do you stay? यदि उचित समझ है तो मुझे बताओ. If you think you can be able to tell me, please let me know." मुनि कुमार ने मधुर वाणी से कहा. So the child replied in a very sweet voice कि मैं भृगु मुनि का पुत्र हूँ. I am the son of भृगु मुनि. मेरा नाम चैवन है. I am known as चैवन. हमारा आश्रम पास में ही है. And our ashram is just nearby. अब आप तुम्हारा ही बारे में बताइए. Please tell us about yourself. राजा ने कहा कि हे मुनि कुमार, मैं सोमकांत हूँ. मैं देव देश का राजा हूँ. I am सोमकांत. I am the king from देव देश. अब अपने पुत्र को राज को देकर और मैंने ही वन के शरण में ली है. I have given up everything to my son and I have come towards the forest. मैं कुष्ठ रोग के पीड़ित हूँ. I am suffering from leprosy. इसका कोई उपचार हो तो कृपा कर मुझे बताइए. If you know of any formula that can be able to help me, Maharaj, be kind and tell it to me. मुनि कुमार ने कहा कि मैं अपने पिताजी के आपके बारे में बताता हूँ. I am going to tell my father about you. फिर मैं उसकी कहे अनुसार मैं आपको बताऊंगा. And whatever he says, I shall tell you accordingly. ऐसा कहकर मुनि कुमार चला गया और कुछ देर के लौटकर बोला कि हे राजन. So he went away and met his father, told the story to his father, and then returned with the answer, saying that, "O king, पिताजी ने की आज्ञा, आप सब मेरे साथ आश्रम को चलकर और उसके भेंट करिए. My father has instructed that you should all come to his ashram and meet him. तभी आपके रोग के विषय में भी विचार किया जाएगा. And then he shall consider the situation and he will examine this situation and everything and he will tell you accordingly." राजा अपनी पत्नी और अमात्यों सहित चैवन के साथ भृगु मुनि के आश्रम में पहुंचकर और भृगु ऋषि को प्रणाम करके बोला. So he then reached in the ashram of the rishi. He leveled the feet of the rishi and then he said, "हे भगवान, मैं आपकी शरण में हूँ. I am in your presence. आप मुझ कुष्ठहीन पर कृपा कीजिए. Be kind and have mercy upon me, a person who is suffering from leprosy." महर्षि बोले कि राजन, यह तुम्हारी किसी पूर्व जन्म का पाप का ही उदय हुआ है. All that has happened to you, it seems as though this is from some previous birth of errors that you have made. इसका उपाय मैं कल बताऊंगा. So I shall tell you the answer or the solution to this not today, but tomorrow. आज तुम यही विश्राम करो. So you may rest here for today, and I will tell you about it in the next day. महर्षि की आज्ञा अनुसार सब ने स्नान कर और भोजन आदि को के उपरांत रात्रि व्यतीत ही और प्रातःकाल स्नान फिर करके नित्य कर्मों से निवृत्त होकर और महर्षि की सेवा में उपस्थित हुए. So they took rest there for the night. They got up early next morning, that is after they first took their bath and then they had some meals and then they took rest for the night. Next morning they got up, they had their bath and everything, and they were ready now to listen to what the Maharishi Bhrigu Muni had to say. महर्षि ने कहा कि हे राजन, मैंने तुम्हारे पूर्व जन्म का वृत्तांत जान लिया है. I have studied and now I know this your story. तुम पूर्व जन्म में एक धनवान वैश्य की लड़का था. So you were in your previous birth the son of a Vaishya, and it was a very wealthy family. You were the only child. वह वैश्य विंध्याचल के निकट कौलहार नाम का एक निवास नगर था. So there was a place which is known as Kaulhar, and in that place you dwell. उसकी पत्नी का नाम सुलोचना था, and his wife name was Sulochana. तुम्हारा नाम कामद था, and your name was कामद. तुम्हारा लाल पालन बड़े लाल प्यार से हुआ. And they took care of you with great care and love and appreciation. उन्होंने तुम्हारा विवाह एक अत्यंत सुंदर वैश्य कन्या के कर दिया. So they got you married to a very beautiful young lady also, जिसका नाम कुटुम्बिनी था, and her name was कुटुम्बिनी. यद्यपि तुम्हारी भार्या सुशीला थी, even though your wife was a very pleasant personality and very nice and loving and caring for you, तुम्हारे सदैव धर्म में और तुम्हारे सदैव धर्म में थे. She was always looking after your welfare, निरंतर देखना चाहती थी, and she always tried to do everything for your welfare to keep you happy. किंतु तुम्हारा स्वभाव वासना होने के कारण दिन प्रतिदिन उच्छर होता जा रहा था. You fed your senses lavishly, and she tried to keep it down by being in place to take care of you and looked after your welfare. But you went on like that, and you went on, and in this way, लेकिन माता पिता की धर्म परायण होने के कारण सामने तुम्हारे So, because she was trying her level best to protect you all the time and to seek your welfare before your parents who were very righteous, she did not expose you. कालांतर में as time passed, माता पिता की मृत्यु हो गई. So your parents died. तुम्हारी निरंकुश हो गए और अपनी पत्नी को बात की नहीं मानती. So you got your own freedom now, and you did not want to listen to your wife at all. तुम्हें अनाचार के प्रवृत्ति देखकर उसे दुख होता था. And seeing the habits that you kept developing, she was very, very unhappy and she was troubled. लेकिन उसका कुछ बस न चल पाया. She could not have you under the control or to control your habit. तुम्हारी जन्मदाता चरण सीमा पर थी और अपने को भी दोष कराकर और व्यवहार किया करती थी. So even those who were close to you, the close relative, the close family and everybody, you give them faults and you created enmity with them. And your way of dealing with it, hatya adi karna para. You went on performing actions to destroy and to kill people. Tumhari liye saman baat thi, and for you it is only destroying was your way of dealing with things. पीड़ितों के ने तुम्हारी विरुद्ध राजा से पुकारा करती थी, and those who you hurt, they look at you as a person who was of no good quality. अभियोग चला और तुम्हें राज को सीमा से थी और बाहर निकाल दिया. So they got together and they overthrew you from the kingdom. And so the only thing now that you had to do was to take way to the forest. उस समय तुम्हारी कार्य लोगों को लूटना और हत्या करना ही रह गया. And the only thing that you kept on doing more and more, increasing rapidly, was to kill, thief, steal, and take advantage of people. एक दिन एक काल में गुणवर्थ का नामक एक विद्वान ब्राह्मण युवक इधर से निकला. So at a certain time there was a young Brahmin boy. He had just gotten married. वह अपनी ससुराल जा रहा था, and he was going towards his in-laws in order to bring his wife. तुमने उस ब्राह्मण युवक को पकड़कर और लूट दिया. You robbed that Brahmin boy of all the wealth and everything that he had, और प्रतिरोध करके पर उसको मारने लगा. And so you began to beat him miserably. तो वह चिल्ला कर कहने लगा, मुझे मत मारो. He began to cry out, do not beat me, do not strike at me, मत मारो, do not strike at me. देख मेरा विवाह हुआ है. I have just gotten married. मैं अपनी पत्नी को लेने के लिए जा रहा हूँ. I am going to in order to bring my wife home. किंतु तुमने उसी का बात सुनकर भी नहीं सुना. All that he told to you, you didn't even listen to him. अंत में मरते समय, in the time when his life was quitting his body, उसकी बात सुनकर भी, you listened to what he said. उसने तुझे शाप दिया. He gives श्राप to you. अरे हत्या, ओ you murderer, मेरी हत्या के पाप से तुम सहस्त्र कल्प तक घोर नरक में भोगेगा. You shall dwell in the dungeon of hell for a very long time. इस प्रकार उस जन्म के में तुम्हें घोर पाप किए थे, किंतु बुढ़ापे में तुम्हारे साथ जो क्रूर कर्म थे वे भी किनारे कर गए. So even though you performed all these kind of actions, coming to the end of your time, it so happened when your body became weak, you could not do anything like that anymore. You could not take advantage of others. You went in a place where there was a temple, and there you started to stay. It was a broken temple, and that is a place where you remained. भृगु मुनि ने कहा कि हे राजन, अब तुम निरालंब थे और भूखे और पीड़ित रहने के कारण रोगों से भी घेर लिया था. So you were diseased, you were sick, and your body now started to suffer more and more. And because you could not get food or any medication in time, your disease, your trouble started to increase. उधर में जो कोई भी निकलता तुम्हें घृणा की दृष्टि से देखता. And on the other side, everybody who came and saw you, they knew the kind of person you were, and they actually stayed away from you. चलता जा रहा. तब तुम आहार खोजते हुए बड़ी कठिनाई से चलकर एक जीर्ण क्षीण देवालय में जा पहुंचे. So in order searching for food now, you reached into this place where there was a temple broken up. उसमें भगवान गणेश जी का प्रतिमा विद्यमान थी. And in that place there was a मूर्ति of Sri Ganesh भगवान. तब न जाने किन पुण्य के कारण तुम्हारे मन में गणेश जी की प्रति भक्ति भाव पैदा हुआ. I do not know what caused you to be able to get some devotion to Lord Ganesh. तुम वहाँ रहकर और उनकी उपासना करने लगा. You began to stay there and you started to do some kind of devotion. उससे तुम्हें सब कुछ मिला और रोग भी थोड़ा कम हो गया. There you began to get a little bit of happiness. Your troubles, your sickness also started to become less. हे राजन, तुमने अपनी स्थितियों की दृष्टि बचाकर बहुत सा धन एक स्थान पर गाड़ दिया. You saved yourself at a certain time and you put lots of wealth in the ground somewhere you had hidden it. And so you went to that spot, you got the wealth and you tried to use it. But nobody would take anything from you. उसी धन को तुमने बाद में देवालय को जीर्णद्वार में लगा दिया. And so you took some of that wealth and you used it for the purpose of reconstructing that place which was of worship. उसी धन ने तुमने बाद में देवालय को जीर्णित कर दिया. इस कारण तुम्हारे प्रसिद्ध हुए. For this reason you have been granted with the blessings. फिर यथा समय तुम्हारी मृत्यु हो गई. Then after some time life quit from your body. तब यमदूत तुम्हें पकड़कर और यमराज के सामने ले गए. So the agents of Yam took you to Yampur and there it was. They asked you, यमराज तुमने बोले कि हे जीव, तुमने पाप और पुण्य दोनों ही किया. You have created good karmas and you have also created bad karmas in your life. तुम पाप का पालन भोग करना चाहते पहले या पुण्य का? Do you want to enjoy the fruits of the karmas of your good first or you want to enjoy the fruits of the karmas of the bad? इससे उत्तर में तुमने प्रथम अपने पुण्य कर्मों को भोगने की इच्छा प्रकट की. So at that time you said to yourself and you said to Raja Yam that I would like to enjoy the good karmas first. Because of that, इसलिए तुम राजकुल में जन्म हुआ. That gave you the opportunity to be born in the house of a king because of the good that you did in the place of the temple. So for those of us and those people who tend to the temple, the pulwari, the flower garden, the place of worship, they tend and they clean that place and make it nice and make it look good. It is said they are actually preparing a very nice place for themselves because you fix the house of God, God will fix your house also. So in the same way they put their attention, their devotion, it is in the same way that they will get also. Because here it is, he gave that kind of attention to a broken temple, fixed it well, made it into a good position, fixed it properly, and so he did perform some puja, doing some bhakti to Sri Ganesh Bhagwan for some time. And then, in the process of doing so, chanting praises to Bhagavan helps. It burns away our karmas. Just like how, when Ajamil, he was given the name for his child as Narayan, and being given the name Narayan for his child, he loved that little child very much in his old age. Who was Ajamil? I'll just refresh your mind because many of you must have heard this katha before. This is from Bhagavad Puran, and it is also in Garuda Puran, it is also in Vishnu Puran, this katha about Ajamil, where he left his home. His guru had sent him to collect samagri, that is, ingredients to do puja. And at the age of 12 to 16 years he was going, and on his way now, he saw a lady whose body was exposed a little bit, and so he got attracted to her. She was a loose type of character too, so she also won his mind, and he was a very handsome person, so this made it better for her to be attracted to him. And in his late stage of his life, he was blessed with a son, and that child, Narad Baba had given the name Narayana. So he loved this child so much. If he had to drink some water, he wanted to give Narayan first. If he got a fruit, he has to give Narayan first. If he got to eat his food, Narayan has to eat first. So that connection between himself and also the child, but with the name Narayan, it was bringing him closer to Bhagavan. And in the ending time, when life was ready to quit from the body, he was now calling on Narayan because he saw the Yamdut came to carry him to the dungeon of hell. And he called Narayan, Narayan, Narayan like that. And as he called like that, the attendants of Bhagavan Vishnu also came. So two of them were having a conversation. That gave him the chance to have satsang. Because the attendants of Bhagavan Vishnu is saying, he is calling our master's name. Therefore, we have come to release him. The agents of Yama are saying, no, this man has lived only loose type of life all his life. He went from his guru's place, he didn't return. Well, the Maya of Bhagavan is very powerful, and you cannot be able to help even the Devas get shocked by the Maya. And how is the Maya of Bhagavan? So, Bhaiya, the Maya of Bhagavan is very powerful. And here it is that Ajamil, now being conquered by the Maya of Bhagavan, and this Dut of Shivji is telling, of Bhagavan Vishnu is telling to the Dut of Yam, the power of Maya is so great that it can capture even the mind of the Devatas. Shivji, he had to leave and go to Kailash. He left Kailash Puri and went to other places, to Kashi Puri, different places he went, just for the sake of his devotees. The Maya of his devotees pulled him there. Sri Ramchandji, for the Maya of his devotees, he went towards the forest. Sri Krishna, for the Maya of his devotees, he went to Gokula Puri, where the Gop and the Gwal were. And Tulsidas Ji, when the message was given to him by his wife, why are you after this physical body? This will rot, it will decay, it will pass through different stages. It will not be good to look at some time. Why are you letting yourself go away after this body, which will change from time to time? If you put this thought towards Bhagavan Sri Ram, you'll achieve the goal that you have come for. That was motivating for him, Bhaiya. And so he gave up that way of being attracted by Maya, and he started to sing the glories of Sri Ram. So here it is, Ajamil is hearing all these things that is transpiring between the Yamdut and the Dut of Bhagavan Narayan. And awareness is coming to him now because he is seeing this situation where he is going into the dungeon of Narak and he is going to pass through all the different type of torments of hell, and awareness is coming to his mind. So here it is, when that started to happen, the Yamdut, the Dut of Bhagavan Narayan said, you want to take him to the dungeon of hell. But after, do you know the rules for taking somebody to the dungeon of Narak? He said, well, the person who has only lived a loose kind of life. He said, Maharaj, this man chanted the name Narayan. He said, but he was calling his son. He said, that or nothing. Even by mistake, if you call God's name, if you touch fire without knowing, you get burned. And if you knowingly touch it, you still get burned. So Maharaj, he has called upon the name of Bhagavan. And the name of Bhagavan is like a it is like a spark of fire. His karmas is like a huge bale of cotton. And it reduces it to ashes. He didn't get a chance to do any wrong things after that. So how could you take him to the dungeon of Narak? We have to take him to the abode of Bhagavan. He said, Maharaj, no, don't do that. Let us come to an agreement. Give him 1 year chance again. And if he go to the wrong side, then he will be ours. And if he go to the right side, well, he will be with you. Imagine Ajamil hearing all this. What he did? He decided to turn his steps toward Bhagavan. And in the same way, it is Somakant, recognizing that this is what is going to help him, he decided to turn his steps to God. And when you make 1 step towards God, he makes 10 steps to you. And so you become closer to him. And so we chant praises to Bhagavan. So in this way, he went on doing bhakti to Sri Ganesh Bhagavan. And when life quit the body, it so happened that he came and he was born in this family. And being born there, the devotion did not decline. It gave him the chance to increase in his devotion. And as his devotion went on, so it was that he came in this family. He was able to do all this great things to make the inhabitants of his community and everybody very happy, and to do all the great things. And now that he has to face with his karmas for taking advantage of others, there it was that he came to Bhrigu Muni. So Bhrigu Muni told to him, Maharaj, ऋषि भृगु ने उससे देखा और ऊंचे स्वर से बोला. And so he said to him that, Maharaj, this is what you have done, and this is what has transpired with you. So he takes some water, he sprinkled on the body of Somakant, and now a very dark person came out from his body. This person now, Bhriguji asks in a very strong voice, who are you and what do you want? He said, Maharaj, I am sin, and I was dwelling in his body. So, because of the mantras that you have chanted, and you sprinkled that special water upon his body, I could not stay there anymore. I live in the minds of sinful people. But I am very hungry and I need something to eat. So give me a place to stay and give me something to eat. He said, okay. In the clear place there is a mango tree. Go and you'll live there. And you eat the leaves of the tree and you will survive. The moment his body touched that tree, the whole tree went to ashes. And so too did he also went to ash. But Somakant began to get little doubts in his mind. The moment that happened, from the body of Bhrigu Muni now, there were birds that came and started to pick at his body, at the body of Somakant. Somakant began to feel such pain that he screamed out and sought help from the Rishi. The Rishi then said, Somakant, you had doubts, and in order to move your doubts, this has been created. So I will get them out from you. And so he made a sound like that, and they all disappeared from there. And now Somakant now said, Maharaj, tell me, what shall I do? He said, well, I have to relate to you the Ganesh Mahapuran, and when I will relate to you the Ganesh Mahapuran, you'll be able to see the same tree that went to ashes, that will start to come back to life. You'll see the leaves and the fruits on the tree. And when you see that, you will know that your sins have been cut by the power of the Ganesh Mahapuran. And so he went on to tell him that the benefits of listening to this Ganesh Mahapuran is so much that words are too little to describe. And there are countless amount of benefits that one can be able to get in listening to the Ganesh Mahapuran. There are the 12 breath. In each month, there is a breath to Sri Ganesh Bhagavan. And by doing that breath, you must put your mind, you must be happy within yourself that you want to do this in order to overcome all difficulties and to be a sincere and good devotee to Sri Ganesh Bhagavan. So, the austerity of the mind, the austerity of your expression, and also the devotion that you are applying, all must synchronize together so as to bring you the desired results. So in the month of Bhado, it should begin. And you do the puja in the 16 different steps. And you think of Bhagavan in the form of Vishnu Bhagavan, Sri Krishna Roop, the Krishna Roop of Bhagavan, and you perform the bhakti to Sri Ganesh Bhagavan. And in that month, you take the flowers of the tarui and you mix ghee with it, and you perform the havan, and you'll be free from sins of past 3 births. In the month of Bhadrapad, next will be the month of Ashwan. And in this month, you are going to take the flowers of the Doparya. You take that flowers and you mix with ghee, and you will perform the bhakti to the form of Sri Ganesh Bhagavan, and by that you will enjoy all kind of great merits and good results will come your way. In the month of Kartik, it's called Karwa Chauth Vrat. That is the day when all the married ladies who have their husband alive, they pray for the longevity of their beloved, they pray for their children, they make special prayer, they use the urdi dal and ghee, and they perform havan with that after they have performed the puja of Sri Ganesh Bhagavan. And so by that, they gain good results and they gain all kind of siddhi. The month of Margashish, which is the one that went before this last month of Paush, because right now we are in the month of Paush, use the bhatkaiya flowers. I can help you with this one too. You know there is a leaf like a baigan leaf. Both sides has pica or thorns, and it has a little berry. That is called bharkaiya. So the flowers from it, before it gets the berry, you get the flowers. That flowers dipped in ghee, when used, it is said, you get the blessings of sons, and you also have enemies are warded out, in that you are even able to overcome all enemies. In the month of Paush, which is this month that we are in, and that went only a few days ago because today is just the 8th day, so 4 days ago it was. And the bamboo leaves, when dipped in ghee and offered, you gain the blessings. If you have any task which you want to accomplish and you did not get it accomplished, by using in the month of Paush the bamboo leaves and the ghee, you are going to gain the blessings to be able to complete your task. In the month of Magh, which is the coming one now, the 4th day in the dark night, use the salt, and the salt should be taken together with ghee, and you do havan with that, and you gain the blessings from those who are the higher ups. In the month of Phalgun, the amaltas leaves and rock salt is taken, and you do havan with that. And if a young lady wants to get a real handsome looking beloved as her husband, she can be able to get a princely kind of character who will be loyal to her, devoted to her, and never cheat her in life. That's the kind of person she will be able to have as her beloved. Then, in the month of Phalgun, then you have the month of Chait. Lemon seed and ghee gives you the blessings of sons with great nobility and character that will bring happiness to your family and make your name shine anywhere you go. In the month of Vaishakh, use the mustard flowers and ghee for havan, and you gain the blessings of siddhis or success. In the month of Jesht, use the white rose flower and ghee, and you will be blessed with great intellect, great knowledge. That is for the young men and the young people who want to have good knowledge, and anybody who want to have good knowledge. Use the right white rose flower and ghee and do havan in the month of Jesht for Lord Ganesh. In the month of Ashad, use the lotus flower and you gain the blessings of mukti or salvation. In the month of Shravan, use the cactus flower and ghee and you do havan, and then you gain the blessings that anywhere you go and you seek to have any form of services done, you will be able to go and become successful in every venture that you have. So imagine, Sanatan Dharma has these kinds of jewels that are there that can be able to help us all, providing we listen to these kind of katha, which has the information to help us, and we take them into practice and do it with devotion. And so Somakant performed this ceremony, and with the blessings for 1 year, he went on and performed the ceremony. And then by the end of that year, he listening to the Ganesh Puran, he gained this blessing. The tree came back youthful and strong, bare fruits, and a celestial chariot came to receive Somakant. Not only him, but his wife and the 2 attendants that went. And so they mounted this aerial chariot. But then his wife reminded him, you know, our son is waiting for us. We cannot go without visiting him. So let us seek the permission for the chariot to stop in the Devnagar, and we will send for our son, that he will meet us before we go to the heavenly world. So the chariot stopped there, and they got a chance to meet the son. The son said, "Father, but I would like to go with you too." He said, "Son, this method," and he gave him the method of this 12 months, "do this bhakti. Encourage the inhabitants of your kingdom to also do this devotion. They too will be able to achieve the results, and you will all be able to go, and we'll all meet in the heavenly world at the abode of Ganesh Bhagavan." बोलो प्रेम से श्री गजानंद स्वामी की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय।